Hi, and welcome back to Endocrine Coaching and NoPainAllGain.ca. Today, we're talking about diet and inflammation. So diet and inflammation go hand in hand. So whether you realize it or not, you actually are what you eat. And whatever you put into your body does have an effect on your health. So our bodies, they all start out the same when we're born, but depending on your genetics, where you live and what you put into your body, your digestive system is going to change over time. And as it changes, your health is going to change as well. So those aches and pains that you have in different areas of your body, it all can be linked back to what you eat. And all those mysterious illnesses that jump out from nowhere, those can be traced there as well. So for me personally, I know that I've developed a lot of allergies and sensitivities to foods over the years. And so I know that if I don't stick to my diet, and then I am going to have serious consequences. This last Christmas season was a really great reminder to me of that I really do have to stick to my diet and exercise plan if I want to stay healthy and live the best life possible. So let's take a look at why your diet really does affect inflammation in your body and what you can do about it. So where does inflammation come from? According to the Gut Microbiota and Inflammation article by Asa Hawkinson and Goran Molin, printed in the National Institute of Health, National Library of Medicine Online, it says inflammation is a defense reaction of the body against injury. The word inflammation originates from the Latin word inflammatio, which means fire, and traditionally inflammation is characterized by redness, swelling, pain, heat, and impaired body functions. Redness and heat are caused by increased blood flow, swelling by accumulation of fluid, and pain by the swelling, but also by release of compounds giving rise to nerve signals. Impaired functions are caused by different reasons, but in a certain analogy of fire, inflammation is devastating in order to clear away harmful agents and therefore prepare the ground for regrowth or healing. Inflammation can be triggered off by both internal and external factors. Powerful triggers for inflammation are the presence of microorganisms in sites where they do not belong. Microorganisms contain structures alien to the body, bacteria and fungi, and for example, have cell walls in contrast to human cells that lack these structures, and viruses have unique forms of DNA and RNA. Cells and molecules involved in the inflammatory defense system react immediately against these foreign elements. They are danger signals to the body. In addition, injuries to body tissue and cells trigger inflammation. When the body cells are damaged, compounds that are normally hidden within the cells are released and work as endogenous danger signals. Consequently, inflammation can be started by infections, decomposition of body tissue by trauma, for example due to surgery or accidents, and autoimmunity or allergy. In autoimmunity, the specific immune system attacks body cells and tissues and releases the inflammation. And in allergy, the inflammation is provoked by the specific immune system being activated against different types of harmless compounds in the environment. Examples of this are food and pollen. Gut health is so important because it affects the cells and causes inflammation. Therefore, if you don't address the issues of what's causing your gut inflammation, you're constantly going to be in pain. By addressing the issues of the gut, you can then discover what is causing your exact pain and you can remedy it. Instead of giving yourself more and more medications that are just going to mask the symptoms and then cause more side effects that requires you to take more medication, if you look at the gut, if you look at your diet and discover what it is you're eating and consuming that is causing you inflammation in your gut, you can then remove that inflammation completely and not have to deal with the side effects of drugs that are harming you rather than helping you. So for me, I know that gluten, that includes things like wheat, oats, and rice, they all cause me inflammation and pain. And that, along with dairy products, MSG, and artificial sweeteners, I have to avoid them all. If I don't, my FM or fibromyalgia symptoms will just increase tenfold, and then it's really hard to start backtracking it and getting healthy again. It's definitely possible once I eliminate those things completely, and within a few weeks I'm back on track, and within 6 weeks of eliminating that stuff I'm back to my energy levels and I can do pretty much anything. So it's really important to know and discover what those things are that you're sensitive to or allergic to that are causing you the problems in the first place. And I realized that this is not easy for all of us. I mean, I'm in a household where my husband and kids, they don't have these issues. They can eat whatever they want, but I can't. And so sometimes I will get, tempted by the stuff that I can feed them, but I can't consume. But I know that if I can get away with it for one meal, maybe two. But if I can continue to do that on over a week's time, it's going to take me at least 3 weeks to get myself back to where I was. So it's really important for me to stay on track, eat what I know I'm supposed to eat, avoid the things I can't, and that way I can stay healthy and be of use to my family and friends and those that count on me. The results of cheating over Christmas. So one of our cherished traditions in our family is making Norwegian cookies, and they require wheat and dairy, both things I can't have. So in years past, I would make 2 batches. I would make the batch for my family, which was the traditional recipes, and I would make one that was dairy and gluten-free. So of course you can imagine that it's a lot more work doing 2 batches of cookies, and they don't taste the same. So this year I thought, you know what, to save time, I really don't need all those cookies just for me, so I'll just make the 1 batch of traditional stuff and I'll only eat a few. And it sounded like a really reasonable plan. But the end result was disastrous because I didn't eat just a few. And very quickly, the results had come in. And I knew I was in trouble. So what followed was the slow and steady decline of my health. And this is what I got to experience over the Christmas break because of my choice of not sticking to my diet. And the bloating started. Then the lightning bolt pains in my right hand. Balance became unstable, leading to more falls. My brain fog came back, headaches crept in, the joint aches and stiffness reappeared, and my immune system plummeted, resulting in my first cold since 2018, which lasted over 2 weeks. So yeah, we actually managed to get through the COVID-19 issues without actually ever getting COVID-19. And that was because of our healthy diets and, practicing the biblical principle of staying away from people when you're sick. It's actually in the Bible. It's not new. When the Israelites were in the camp traveling around the desert with Moses, if anybody was sick, they had to leave the camp until they were better. Then they would come in, priests would verify, yeah, they're fine now, and then they could mingle with the people again. So staying away from people when you're sick is not new. It's actually a very reasonable thing to do so that you don't share it with other people. Because I think we all think we're a lot more important to our companies, to our businesses than we actually are. And actually by taking a couple of days to actually sleep and let the cold or flu get through your system, you'll be able to reintegrate with society a lot faster than by just popping a couple of NyQuil and heading to work. But yeah, we got through that whole period without getting sick until this Christmas when I just let my diet go and my health plummeted accordingly. So in reducing the inflammation, I knew what was happening. Every time a new fibromyalgia symptom popped up, I knew what was causing it, but I kept telling myself, it's okay, I'll start eating clean again in January 1st, it'll be fine, I'll be fine. But that's not exactly what happened. Once January 1st hit, we still had cookies left over, we still had leftovers from our Christmas and New Year's meals and all the other little special things that we get at Christmas time. So I let it slip. I let it slide a little bit further. And by the middle of January, the damage was done. And the cold came in. I got it first. It was nasty. All the things that we were normally able to use to combat it were not as effective because my immune system had been depleted because I was allowing the inflammation to go unchecked through my body. And so then we had to find new things that would help. And then, of course, each member of my family ended up getting the cold as well. So it kind of lingered for over a month. So the effects of my not sticking to my diet really, really affected not only me, but my entire family, because my immune system was depleted. When I was out shopping or somewhere, I picked up somebody else's cold, and then I shared it with my entire family. So this is what happens when you ignore your diet and allow inflammation to run rampant through your body. The good news to all of this is that I do have a diet and exercise plan that I know works, because every time in the past that I have, started to cheat on my diet a bit and I started to feel the symptoms coming back, I could, regain my self-control, go back into my diet, and my health returns every single time. So I knew I could go back to my diet. I had to just, stop eating these things I knew I couldn't have, and that in no time I would be back. My symptoms would start to ease off, which they always do, and within 6 weeks I'll be back to normal again. So as I'm recording this, I'm still recovering, and but my symptoms are reducing more and more every day when I stick to my diet. I've also started making, when I'm making treats for my family, I'm making them gluten and dairy free. And on the most part, my family can't even tell. So that's really cool as well, is when you can find those recipes, know how to adjust them so that the food still tastes great, but it fits into your sensitivities so that you can continue to eat well and eat food that tastes good, but also honor your health. The other great thing about my diet is that I'm really looking forward to is the amount of weight I'm going to lose, because inflammation and weight gain also go hand in hand. So when your body is not inflamed anymore, you can actually start to lose weight. But with the weight gain, with the weight gain, with the inflammation keeps you up at night. When you're not sleeping properly, your body can't heal itself and it can't lose weight. So if you've got insomnia, if you're not allowing yourself to sleep enough at night, you will gain weight. So it all, fits together. So once you can get a handle on your diet, so you're eating clean, you're eating what your body can handle, things like artificial sweeteners and MSG and things like that, your body doesn't know how to, aspartame, NutraSweet, that kind of stuff, your body doesn't know how to process it because it's artificial. So if you want to have that pop, you're better to have the pop with the sugar in it than the stuff that has the artificial sweeteners, because your body doesn't know how to process that. So for those of us that are sensitive or already have gut inflammation issues, it's only going to spiral and get worse if you're on things with NutraSweet and all those artificial sweeteners. So I highly recommend getting off of those if you've got inflammation issues, and your inflammation will improve. So go back to drinking your water, almond milk, those kind of things. If you're not allergic to oats, drink oat milk. If you don't have a dairy issues, fine, have the dairy. But if you know that your body can't have it, then don't give it to your body, because it will affect everything that you do. If you're dealing with any kind of autoimmune issue, inflammation, any kind of health issues, and this sounds interesting to you, please reach out to me at andrea@nopainallgain.ca, and I would be happy to set up a time with you so we can chat and see if working together would be a good fit for both of us, and then we can start working on getting you back on track again as well. So in conclusion, your gut health has everything to do with the inflammation that causes the autoimmune diseases, chronic illness, and fibromyalgia. So don't let anybody else tell you any different. There's just so much garbage out there about what is causing fibromyalgia and chronic illness, and it comes down to your diet. Because of the neuroplasticity in the brain, there's definitely some things you can do to help counteract the issues, the anxiety, the depression, and things that come along with the chronic illness and fibromyalgia. So there's definitely work you can do with your own brain to help work things out as well. But none of that is going to make the same amount of difference as working on your gut health, improving your diet, and exercising. So if you're interested in any of this, please reach out to me at andrea@nopainallgain.ca and be more than happy to help you. If you find this helpful, please share this with friends that you think might find it useful as well. And I'd be happy to help them as well. So thank you so much for being here. You could have been anywhere, but you chose to be here, and I really do appreciate that. You have no idea. So if you do find this helpful, please like, share, subscribe. It helps the algorithm realize that this is valuable information that can help others and that more people should see it. So I hope you have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now. Did you know that one-on-one coaching is a great way to break through the barriers that are holding you back in life? Well, that is what I do. I am a Christian health and wellness coach, and I happen to also specialize in chronic illness and fibromyalgia. But I also help people with depression and anxiety, and even just breaking down the barriers that are preventing them from living the life they want to live. And if you are dealing with chronic illness or fibromyalgia, I've just written a book on that very subject. It's called Tips for Living with Fibromyalgia and Chronic Illness, and it's available now on Amazon. I will leave a link here so you can check that out if that's of interest to you. And you can share it with your friends and help them to get a copy as well, so that they can have tangible tips that actually work to help them reduce their symptoms now. So I hope you have a wonderful week, and if you want to work with me, I would love to help you break through anything that's holding you back. All you need to do is reach out to me at andrea@nopainallgain.ca, and we can get you back on track soon. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.